Don't forget, Doggie Diamonds No Filter is the official website of Doggie Diamonds. DoggieDiamondsNoFilter.com is the official website of Doggie Diamonds. Make sure you log on a daily. You might have missed a video, missed an audio. Want to know how to get in contact with me? All social media information is on DoggieDiamondsNoFilter.com. Also, have you heard about this $100 promo deal that I have? I'm going to give you some details right now. Just hit me on at Instagram, Doggie Diamonds. Listen, the promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV. That's the Insta stories, the YouTube community, the Threads accounts, the Facebook account, and the Twitter accounts. I can promote whatever you need. Reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your products. Just contact me at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. Let's go. Okay. Get them likes up. We're going to talk tonight. It's a serious topic. We're going to talk tonight about one of my favorite subjects, hip-hop, that is. I mean, we can talk about gossip. We can talk about everything. But let's talk some hip-hop. I know this is not popular to talk hip-hop. Nobody really wants to talk about hip-hop, especially when you qualified to talk about it. I mean, a lot of people talk about it, but they ain't qualified. The most qualified, the most respected, that would be me. All these other dudes ain't never been in no studio sessions. They ain't never make no beat. They don't know the difference between a kick, snare, hi-hat, crash, open hi-hat. I do. I've been in the studio with the legends, the greats. Fly on the wall for many studio sessions. From 15 years old up till today. Still there, still making beats like this. And don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So we could talk this hip-hop thing when we qualify, when you know.
Doggie Diamonds did, Doggie Diamonds did, Doggie Diamonds did, Doggie Diamonds did this.
Everybody can't say they did their own intro beat. Everybody can't say they make fire for their intro. I don't care if it's 10 people in here, 20,000, 500,000, I don't care. We gonna talk tonight. We gonna talk some music. What's missing? Music talk. We talk about everything else. Listen to that Jaguar right bull day in and day out. We ain't talking about none of that. Let's go. All right, stop the music. Stop the music. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. This is Doggie Diamonds No Filter. No filter. Even though I gotta have filter, because you know the eyes is on me. They keep the eyes on me. And if the pause is really quick, just refresh. I'll be right back, because you know they like playing with me. I can't talk about everything that everybody else could talk about. You know, I'm watched. So I had something else that I was going to talk about, but I'm like, nah, they already said that I talk about certain topics that's, you know, so I'll do that. So listen, okay, we got to keep it real. We had a few albums drop. Eminem dropped the album, The Death of Slim Shady. I listened to it. Eminem could rap. Eminem could rappity rap. Eminem got dope flows, put words together well, but I don't like the content. That's my gripe with the album. It ain't my type of content. It ain't what I want to hear. So I'll skim through it, I'll listen to it, and then I'll keep it moving. That's how I am. I'll listen to it, I'll skim through it, and then I'll be like, nah, none of these songs resonate with me. Nah, I don't really like this. This ain't my type of rap. Could he rap? Hell yeah. Is them words going together crazy? Hell yeah. Is them rhyme schemes difficult? Hell yeah. A lot of it is difficult. I'm not even going to lie to you. A lot of people cannot do what Eminem does. A lot of people cannot do what Eminem does. I'm not even going front. He's great at what he does. But the content mess up my bop, mess up everything. Am I sitting there like, I'm not listening to it. I don't listen to Lupe at all, although Lupe can rap. I don't listen to Lupe because I want y'all to remember, Lupe was one of the main artists pushing that on us. He was one of the main artists pushing that on us. So ever since then, I wrote Lupe off. Until Lupe goes out before the people and say, yo, erroneously, I was pushing an agenda on y'all and I made a mistake, I don't listen to Lupe. And you could tell him I said it. I don't even care. He was one of the main ones pushing that on us. So everything he said from that point on was null and void. Because facts came out and the proof came out that he was saying a lot of those things in error and he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And he was using his celebrity to help fuel agendas. So I don't listen to Lupe. So I don't want to hear no talk about his album, Samurai, Kung Fu, 5 Deadly Venoms, none of it. Don't care. So who cares? Until he come out there before the people. Because see, this is a lot of things that artists do. They do and say stuff, and then they think we forgot. Like we have short-term memory. Like we're all pill-popping, drug-using drinkers and smokers and eat honey packs. No, some of us are sober and very, very cognizant about what people do and say, and we're going to hold your feet to the fire. And Lupe is one of them. So the fact that he was going hard, too. Nah. Not listening to you, fam. Not listening to you. That's just me. That's just what I think. Y'all listen to it, y'all listen to it. If y'all think he's scientific and all of that, whatever. That's on you, you know. I don't rock with it. But what I do rock with, if I can find it for you, as you have to see this album cover, let me tell you what I rock with, what I listen to, what I've been listening to all day since it dropped, back to back to back to back. This right here. See that? You see that? That album right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Fire. The Auditorium, Volume 1 by Common and Pete Rock. Fire. Reason why this album is very, very important, both of the men are in their 50s. Luckily, one day, we'll all be 50. Hopefully, we'll all be 50. For them to be in their 50s and still be making that level of music in a time where you have people like Andre 3000 saying, I don't know what to rap about. What I'm supposed to be rapping about, colonoscopies and stuff like that. So he decided to be, play flute music and play, music like it was a chase scene in the woods or something like that. Andre 3000, that's considered to be one of the best rappers, said he doesn't know what to rap about at his age. Well, Common just showed you how you can rap at this age. Jiggy J TV, thank you for paying for the promotion as well. Jiggy J TV has a event going on with Head Ice soon. Make sure you follow his page right there. All the details, you've seen the promo on here. But Jiggy J TV did a Head Ice documentary that's coming out soon. Make sure you tune in, Jiggy J TV. So look, you have somebody who'd rather play the flute than rap. This nigga wasn't even playing no notes. I heard better notes on all types of shit. So when you get to the auditorium, reason why it's important, and we shouldn't make no extra rap categories, or urban hip hop or adult hip hop. None of that shouldn't be done. It's just hip hop. Because when it's kiddie hip hop, we don't say kiddie hip hop. These ladies that make these ratchet records, they don't have a category of hip hop. This shit is called hip hop. It's called rap. So why would you make some dope hip hop? You need a special category. No, they need a special category because what Common and Pete Rock did is the hip hop that we know. That's the hip hop that we know. What they're doing is not the hip hop that we know, and fine what they're doing. But if we're going to categorize anything, categorize what they're doing. You got trap, you got drill, you got crunk. You had hip house, you had hip hop reggae. Now you got like ratchet hip hop. Classify that. But don't say that this hip hop needs its own category. No, it don't, because that's the foundation of what it was. Now, they made an album. Common sound, good as ever. Pete Rock is always sharp as ever. And it's a good piece of music that sounds sonically good. It doesn't sound dated because when I was critical of Hit Boy, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like Hit Boy production. I just don't. Sonically, it doesn't sound good to me. I know Nas is a lot of people hero, king, whatever. They like that they dropped 6 albums and all of that. I don't like Hit Boy. Hit Boy is miss and hit. He's not even hit or miss. He's miss, hit. Miss, okay. Miss, okay. That's my opinion. I got a right to have an opinion because we're talking about the culture. I didn't say whether he's a gangster or none of that. And sometimes when you talk about hip hop, people try to say, oh, you know, we go to the street, we James Prince everything. You know, we start slow talking shit. I dare you to talk about Hit Boy. You know, we ain't doing none of that. We ain't James Prince in it. I don't like Hit Boy. Don't like Hit Boy. So when I was critical of Hit Boy, people were saying, oh, y'all stuck in the 90s, blah, 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 blah. You want them old beats. I'm not stuck anywhere. I just like music that sonically sound good. And Pete Rock proved just now that you can make 90s beats in 2024 and it don't sound like the 90s. It just sounds like good music. Good music has no time. First of all, a lot of these beats that you like, the Griselda type beats, you think those are 2024 beats? Those are the old beats that RZA and Eric Sermon and certain people would make. That's not new music. And y'all love that shit. So saying somebody's stuck in the 90s, if that's the case, Griselda wouldn't be successful at all. A lot of them beats be drums, no samples in it, or just little stabs and noise with just some hard drums. So when y'all talking hip hop, please talk to your peers sometimes. Please talk to somebody who don't know no better. Because I'm not talking off of emotion. I'm talking about what I know. I was in the studio. I was there. I'm not even going to tell you some of the records that I mixed. You'd be surprised. Some of the hit records that you, but anyway, I ain't going to talk about that. I'll put it in the book. I'll put it in the book. But anyway, so when I was critical of Hit Boy, people were saying, oh, Hit Boy this and hit. But then the same people in the same breath say that I'm stuck in the 90s because I don't like Hit Boy. They want a Nas and DJ Premier album. Like DJ Premier is going to do something different. What do you think DJ Premier is going to give Nas? What do you think DJ Premier is going to give Nas? So that's why the title of the video, what it is. The body of work that Common and Pete Rock just put out. And my favorite song on the album is This Man. Listen, I play the album, then you get to This Man, and I got to play that about 17 times, and then I'll move forward. But when that This Man come on, I was about to tell you where the drums come from, but I don't know if he cleared the drums, and I don't want to sample snitch. So I ain't going to tell y'all. So, listen. This album just put you in the mood. This album just make you feel good. Common sound crisp as ever. Pete Rock is on point. And remember, this is not the 90s Pete Rock that's doing the beats on the SB1200. This is a new guy that still has the ear for samples, loops, drums, everything. In 2024. So when I sat back and listened to Wise Up, I was like, I get it. Now I called Pete. I was like, yo, why you ain't putting no scratches on Wise Up? He said, because Shan voice don't need no scratches. And then Wiser was an ode to MC Shan, who's from Queensbridge, and it was able to get MC Shan a check. So it just made sense. Now, I wish Trying was on the album. I love Trying. I wish Trying was on the album. Oh my God. One of my favorite records too they made. But I like the one producer, one rapper albums. I think it reminds me of Pete Rock and CL Smooth. It reminds me of Gangstar. It reminds me of EPMD. I like that. I'm not really a big fan of collage albums where I'm gonna get a beat from him, beat from him, beat from him. I like when producers sit in the studio, and Pete Rock is known for that. Pete Rock has done albums with Smith & Wesson, Sky Zoo, Smoke DZA, Camp Low, now Common. People don't realize he's been doing that a lot. And that Smith & Wesson album Pete Rock did, incredible. Sky Zoo album, incredible. Smoke DZA album, Superhero Music, incredible. 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 Now, the dope shit is now that this album is out. I don't know if y'all know, Pete Rock and Premier have been silent rivals who use the same samples. Use the same samples. Who did the first Prophet for J. Rule? Premier. Who remixed the Prophet? Bodied that Prophet remix, Pete Rock. Remember Adore? Let It All Hang Out. That sample is on Gangstar album. They've used the same samples a few times. And I'm not going to be biased, but I'm going to be real with you. I feel like Pete got him every time. The first Prophet was dope, but that Prophet remix, even on Illmatic album, I love all the beats. I love New York State of Mind. I love Represent. I love Memory Lane. But something about that damn The World Is Yours. When you heard that doom, 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 doom. Pete Rock is incredible. Incredible. So now this puts the pressure on Nas and Primo to finally deliver. So if they had any cold feet, if they thought it couldn't be done because both of them individuals are in their 50s, Common and Pete Rock opened the door, opened the lane for 50 plus MCs and DJs and producers to go in the studio and work. Now is the time. You got Common, you got Pete Rock, you got LL dropping 50 plus. LL's like 55. You got LL dropping. You got DJ Muggs dropping. DJ Muggs might be like 56 or something like that. Now is the time. So when they say it's a young man's game, that's cap. That's cap. time for the veterans to come out and show, because you can't sit on Twitter, you can't sit on Instagram and complain about what the youth is doing. No, come back out, find your tribe, and that's it. Except for that guy, except for Greg Nice. I didn't like that record. He did. And I don't even really like the records that LL is doing, but I just like the fact that LL is back outside. I like the fact that LL is back outside because I think LL had ran into some fear of recording. He ran into some fear of recording because he didn't know where to go with the direction. And his album is being produced by who? Q-Tip. Another individual in his 50s. So if we could have Pete Rock, Common, LL, Q-Tip, DJ Muggs, we could have a Nas and Primo album. And now it's time. Now it's time to do that. So the pressure is on them. They were supposed to set the precedent for what was going on, right? They were supposed to set the precedent for what's going on, and they didn't. They dropped the ball. Common and Pete Rock showed this is how you do it. This is how it's going to get done. And this is where we at now. And it's part one. I wish I want to see what part two was going to sound like. I want to see what part three, I want to see where Common go with this. I think Common and Pete Rock should do a trilogy. I think they should do 3 albums. Dog Pound did drop. I think they should do 3 albums. And I want to hear what Premiere is going to sound like in 2024. I'm going to be open and honest with you. I haven't really been liking DJ Premier's production for a while. I know, so Gav said it, see? So it's just not my opinion. I haven't been liking DJ Premier's production for a while. Although what he did on Ab-Soul album, incredible. Listen to Ab-Soul last album. Listen to the DJ Premier joint. It's incredible. But I do like the Boom Premiere. I do like the Group Home was his best production to me. But I'm interested in what they come up with. And for the most part, I'm going to be honest too. A lot of people ain't going to like me saying this. But Nas is really not a great beat picker. He's really not a great beat picker. When he did the project with Kanye, I loved Adam and Eve. But the cop shot the kid, cop shot the kid, I didn't. See, the problem with the Nas projects is that people made Nas the answer to Jay-Z. So whatever Nas do, they just want to say, he better than Jay-Z. So you so busy saying he's better than Jay-Z, you're not listening to what he's doing. Whether you feel he's better than Jay-Z, that's your opinion. You could have it. You could like them both also. But I didn't like the Hit Boy projects. I didn't like the King's Disease projects. And a lot of people say they love it, but you're not even playing it. You just wanted to argue. None of those records were memorable. I'll just be real with you. None of them records on King's Disease were memorable. None of them. Were they cool? Yes. Could he rap like a motherfucker? Hell yeah. But the songs, sonically, the sound, none of that has been memorable. None of it. You don't play none of that shit now. None of it is in your shit. When you play Nas, you go to It Was Written. And you go to other albums. You're not playing King's Disease. You're not playing none of that other shit. So you need to stop capping. And then the minute you pick Nas, you'll go right to those old shits. But y'all call everything a classic. Y'all call everything a classic. Everything is a classic. But I don't even think y'all know what a classic is. A classic is something that gets played 20 years later and you still got that feeling that you got like when it first came out. That's what a classic is. There's a difference between a good song, a song you like, and a classic. A classic. A classic is something that you could play from front and back, front to back. I'm out of touch. How could I be out of touch? Matter of fact, what is your name? Zaire Thinker? I'm out of touch. But I got more say-so than you do. I got more pull than you do. And you give me one channel that you go to that people talking about music or hip-hop. King Disease is not a classic. Are you playing it from front and back? No. But you like it because he's better than y'all don't even listen to it no more. Y'all just want to say he's nicer than Hove over a beef that they had back in the days that they don't even talk about no more. You still comparing Nas and Jay-Z. A classic is something that you play forever. That's what a classic is. Front to back, Purple Tape, classic. The Purple Tape is a classic. Supreme Clientele, classic. The first Wu-Tang album, classic. That if it come on right now, you could be sitting there minding your damn business and you could hear Rainy Days come on, the Glaciers of Ice, and you'd be like, oh, nah, don't cut that. Let somebody skip Glaciers of Ice while you sitting there. Let somebody skip Verbal Intercourse. You'd be like, yo, what you doing? Why you skip that? That's a classic. That's a classic. But when a song come on and you skip it, you like, yeah, I could have did without that. That's a classic. Illmatic, classic. Reasonable Doubt, classic. Death Certificate, classic. Those are classics. Infamous first album, classic. But y'all call it's a classic. How could it be a classic if it ain't even been out for 48 hours and you calling it a classic? And then you don't play it within 72 hours? You off that. The Shine and Smith & Wesson, classic. Certified classic. NWA, N Words for Life, classic. Classic. Soul Food, Goody Mob, classic. College Dropout, classic. College Dropout, classic. The Blueprint, classic. The Black Album, classic. Onyx, All You Got Is Us, classic. It'd be like 72 hours. They'd be like, it's a classic. It's the best album ever. Yo, it's better than everything. It's like, yo, how is it better than everything? How is it a classic? Tell me how it's a classic. It ain't even been out long. War Report, classic. So all that calling stuff a classic. Diplomatic Immunity, classic. What's the other album? Come Home With Me, SDE, classic. You know what I'm saying? The Eminem Show, classic. Get Rich or Die Trying, classic. Those are classic records. That other stuff y'all be talking about is not classic records. They're not classics. They're not classic. 36 Chambers, I said the first Wu album, classic. The Eminem Show, 1, 2, those are classic records. That stuff y'all be talking about, not classics. Yeah. So yeah, those are classic albums. A lot of that shit y'all be talking about, none of those goddamn Nas King Disease are classics. None of them. So stop. Be honest. Group Home, classic. Gangstar, Moment of Truth, classic. Liquid Swords, classic. The Chronic, classic. 2001, Doggy Style, classic. 400 Degrees, classic. The Carter 3, classic. Midnight Marauders, A Low End Theory, classic. Those are classics. So stop calling everything a goddamn classic. Oh, it's a classic. No, it ain't, because you don't listen to it now. Let Bonita Applebone come on somewhere. You like, oh, nah, I forgot about this joint is fire. You don't skip classics. You don't skip classic music, and you don't skip classic records. You don't skip classic albums. You don't. You got classic mixtapes too. So, like I was saying, Kiss of Death ain't no classic. Nothing, no album Jadakiss ever made is a classic. None of that shit. Aquemini, classic. Machiavelli, classic. All Eyes on Me, classic. Classic. 3 Feet High and Rising. My things is stakes is high, but I'm biased. So again, stop saying it's a classic. But let me tell y'all something. A lot of y'all, and I'm not disrespectful to my audience, but a lot of y'all are casual hip hop fans. You know why you casual hip hop fans? Because if you had to buy it, you wouldn't. But when some of these albums came out, people were online at 12 a.m. for that album to drop on that Tuesday. If you had to go outside at 12 a.m. and cop an album, many of you wouldn't have done it. I stood online plenty of times for albums to drop. That's a classic. When you gonna go stand outside. When you was downloading the album and it took 7 days to download at one point. Those are classic albums that you had to have. Some of you are classic people. You complain about free stuff. You heard it and you don't like it. I can't stand it. And it was free. Just like you complain about content that you didn't pay for, but you'll watch nothing on Netflix. Absolutely nothing on Netflix, but you still pay that fitting $25 every month to watch nothing. But here it is, you got people like myself and others giving you free content and you'll still complain. So y'all are all casuals. Me, I purchase music that I like. But let me move along. Nas and Primo. It's on y'all. It's on y'all. I don't want to hear Nas with Hit Boy again. I don't want to hear Nas with Salaam Remi. I don't want to hear none of that. I want to hear Nas and Primo. I want them to lock in. If it take a week, 2 weeks, Primo probably got beats that he had. Every producer has a stash. Every producer has music that they set to the side and said, yo, look, this is for Nas. Of course, there is a lot of beats he probably got, but everybody has music that they set to the side and said, yo, look, this is for Nas. They let other people hear it. Other people probably be like, yo, that's fire, that's fire. Yeah, that's fire, but that's for Nas. So what's going to happen is, Primo, you need to go in that special batch. You need to sit there and say, yo, this is for Nas. I don't like the Dog Pound beat Primo did. I don't like the MC8 beat he did. I don't like a lot of the music. The Ab Soul was fire. But, ABJ say, what if his sound is dated though? Do we really need that? See, your sound can't be dated. All right, this is the thing with production, the Beatmaker Show, right? This is what I want y'all to know. There was a particular time where we heard other producers' beats. And it was so fire that we ran home to work. You couldn't wait to get on your equipment. You heard something that was so fire that you was like, oh, nah, I gotta go work. He bodied that beat. Oh, you heard the way he flipped that sample? That is something that we don't really get those moments and those feelings anymore where people hear other beats and you say, yo, let me run. I gotta work. we don't really hear that no more. And I was like, we hear a dope beat. It's like, okay. It used to be a point where you hear something like when you hear a beat, you like, imagine you sitting in the crib and you hear the group home come on, Living Proof. You like, or you hear Come Clean come on. You want a front what? You like, yo. Or you hear the Blueprint album. You like, oh nah, I gotta go work. I gotta go work. I gotta do my thing. Now, on the Lost Tapes, Pete Rock gave him two smokers. Queensbridge Politics was fire by Pete Rock, and That Feels Good was fire. It was fire. So this is all we need now. Now we need Primo to go into that special batch. We need him to go reach down for something and work. That's what we need. Jiggy J TV say, what do you think about Alchemist sounds in 2024? Alchemist is dope. Alchemist could give that Nas that sound that he need. There's people that could give Nas that sound, but I'm just talking about the pressure that what people always wanted was Nas and Primo. Now it's time. The fact that everybody else is doing it, now it's time. Do it now. Who sounds better? Nas sound better with Pete Rock or Hit Boy? Is that a real question? I mean, not Jasmine Lee. Why you keep typing give Nicki her credit? Why you keep typing that? That's like the fourth time I seen that. Give Nicki her credit. Nicki ain't got no classic album. Nicki Minaj got a classic album? Why you give her credit? If you think Nicki is got a classic album, that's personal. I don't know nobody who agrees with you. Nobody. So you could type that all you want. Give Nicki her credit. Her credit for what? Give Nicki her credit. Her credit for what? I'm confused. I didn't like that monster verse. I didn't like the shit y'all liked. I didn't like that. Give Nicki her credit. You typed that shit like 4 times. Give Nicki her credit. We ain't fucking Barbs over here or Kens. Right, Nicki D. Give Nicki her credit. I think the moderators might have got her out of here. Y'all ain't have to get her out of here. Let me see. Yeah, they dubbed her. Damn. Sometimes the moderators run the show. You get annoying, they get you up out of here. They don't be my call all the time. They're like, say, give Nicki her credit. Give Nicki her credit. Give Nicki her credit. I'm like, credit for what? You know, like, I don't like that shit. We talking about hip hop, real hip hop, and you talking about give Nicki her credit. Or what? Or what?
What if I don't give her credit? Fuck you gonna do? We talking about hip hop, and you bringing up Nicki Minaj at a time like this. We talking about Nas, Premier, Pete Rock, and Common. You like, give Nicki?
Give Nicki her credit. Give Nicki her credit. What about Nicki? Give Nicki her credit. Give Nicki her credit.
Just because you in the house with a pink wig on, we don't wear that shit. The hell is going on? Next thing you be, give Ice Spice her credit. For what? And you know, listen. Shout out to female MCs, but it's tough to listen to female MCs. It's tough. So, I like Chez Noir. I like Chez Noir. Other than that, it's tough. I liked Lola Brooke and Billy B on Don't Play With It. I did like that record. But other than that, once a woman start rapping about her privates, it's not music for me. First of all, let's get this straight. Female MCs is going to rap from a female standpoint. I do not think like a female. How females think do not resonate with me. And just to be honest with you, it don't. So they rap for females. Now, unless they rapping, but when they talk about combing and brushing their hair and yoni steams and all, that shit don't resonate with me. I'll be like, so give Nicki her credit.
Give Nicki her credit. What about Nicki credit? Nicki deserve credit. Give Nicki her credit. You didn't give Nicki credit. I didn't hear Nicki. What about Pink Friday? You didn't say anything about Nicki. That's annoying. Oh my God. Yeah.
Fucking up a perfectly good show talking about that shit. Right now, she online posting Chucky shit. What the hell does that mean? We don't know what none of that shit means. Give Nicki her credit. Even when chicks be rapping about guns, I be like, anyway. So, I hope that Nas is watching. I hope them braids at the top ain't too tight. Look, this how I'm gonna body y'all right quick. I'll body y'all really quick. Y'all say King's Disease is a classic, right? Magic is a classic. When you see Nas perform, what do he perform? Do he perform any of them records? Or he perform what? His classics. If it's a classic, why he don't perform none of those songs? Have you seen him perform anything off King's Disease off Magic? Have you seen him perform one record off of King's Disease or Magic? Give me one time you seen him perform any of them records. How you make 6 albums and don't perform one of the songs ever? What do he perform? His classics.
Case closed.
Nah, it's a classic. You bugging. He don't perform one of them. He go back before some of y'all was even born. When you was swimming around in your daddy nuts. He go all the way back to his first few songs. But y'all be like, yo, yeah, it's a classic. So how come he don't perform his classics? You'll see Jay-Z perform new records. You'll see 50 Cent perform new records. He never performed any of those songs. So how they classics? Y'all like that record that him and Ghostface did?
Let's have a moment of silence for the new record by Ghostface and Nas. Oh, I'm back.
Anyway. She said Nas don't perform nothing past Stillmatic. Rest my case, but y'all, it's a classic. He's better than Jay. I seen Jay-Z perform Ball So Hard, motherfucker. I seen him perform Ham. I seen him perform any of his new shit. But I hate comparing Jay-Z and Nas. They're two different MCs, two different vibes sometimes. You know. But I'm not a casual hip-hop. I'm not a casual hip-hop listener. I'm not a casual fan. I'm not a person who listen to it sometimes. I'm immersed in it. I was there. Been in the studio. I was there. When some of these classic records were being created, I was there. Jay-Z is one of the only people who could drop an album and no videos and people will still call it 444, was up there. Sharif, thank you for supporting my independent voice. Says, I'm late to the show. Just hit the like button. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you. Man, and dare I say, I said this before. Dare I say, y'all ready for this? Dare I say, Common is a Nas level MC. Everybody might not agree with that. But I'm going to be real with you. I like a lot of Common records. A lot. People might not agree with that. But Common is up there. He's up there. Been up there. Remember, I used to love her the whole time. We didn't even know he was talking about hip hop until he said at the end of the record. We thought he was talking about a girl. So that whole talking about one thing that he did and I gave you power, when you talking about a gun, that's Common concept. And he'll jump on the ground and do a windmill and break dance. And he freestyle off the top of the head. Like, you know he freestyling. Common is up there, been up there. B album, It's Your World. Common tone. It's crazy. His tone. This is his conviction. It's crazy. Up there. The Light. Let me tell you something. That nigga give people a problem in that verses. Common to give people a problem in that verses. The Light. I mean, go through the albums. One Day It All Makes Sense, Like Water for Chocolate. B, Resurrection. Don't forget the shit that he did with Slum Village, Thelonious. The Bitch in You. The hardest this record ever made, in my opinion. You got No Vaseline, then you got The Bitch in You. And sound crazy in 2024. The Corners. He's up there. And he just proved it. Even come close to Neptune shit. He's up there. Oh, it's so easy. Common is up there. So again, the ball is in Nas and Primo court. I want to hear it. I want to see it. I'm tired of announcements. I don't really care. I think a Nas and AZ album had its time that we wanted to hear it. I haven't really been liking AZ body of work like that. I think AZ album comes on and he talks for like 20 minutes before he raps. I just don't like that. I just don't like it. Maybe people like it. Yeah, the business. So I love It's So Easy though. I just thought doom 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 doom. Yeah. Every common feature he body. Been body and shit. I just love It's So Easy. I just remember the only Italians you know was Ices. I just thought about that for some reason. Shit, even Love of My Life, Common and motherfucking Ghetto Heaven with Bilal. Common and Erykah Badu made dope records together. Shit, Respiration with Talib Kweli and Mos Def. Fire. So, yeah, I wanted to say that. Who was this? Dior? Salam, thank you for the Cash App. So, yeah, thank you to Pete Rock. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm a little concerned with the LL project. I didn't hear it yet. I didn't hear it yet. The record, Common and High Tech, the beat just played in my head. Common just got endless. But let's say this, right? I'm a little concerned with the LL project. Q-Tip is an incredible producer, past. But the record that he got with Rick Ross and Fat Joe, it was cool. Q-Tip, your voice did not fit that record, bro. Nobody's going to tell you. Q-Tip, your voice did not fit that record. Always pay it back. Always pay it back. Always pay it back. You fucked the record up. Your record wasn't recording with your voice on it. Let's be honest with you. You fucked the record up. The beat was cool. Ross was Ross. Fat Joe was Fat Joe. But you with that, always pay it back. Always pay it back. Always pay it back. Always pay it back. It's like, nah. No.
No. No.
I was a little concerned. Yeah, nah. I didn't like it. I didn't like it, Q-Tip. And Q-Tip is a certain bag you got to get in for this LL shit. LL calls itself the GOAT. LL probably has one of the best voices in hip-hop history. One of the best convictions. But this project should not be just a bunch of records that are throwing out to see if people like it. Because I know that LL had an issue with his confidence. Because remember, LL has a whole album that he did with 50 Cent that was never released. Remember, he was with 50 Cent. They did a whole album. It never was released. So Q-Tip, it's a pocket that you can get in when you producing for somebody. And just because you made the beat, that don't mean it's dope for one. And just because he liked the beat, that don't mean you should allow him to rap on it and release it. I don't think that I don't like that. Y'all say 50 Cent and LL is oil and water, JD. But who you think wrote Paradise? A. Marie and LL? That's 50 Pen. So it's a song by Dr. Dre that was supposed to be on Detox called Topless. Nas has a verse. It's a version with Nas, M, and T.I. On that chorus, that's LL vocals. Look up Topless. DJ Mick Love, I appreciate you. Look up Topless. That is LL on that chorus. I know LL voice anywhere. But Paradise, that's 50 Pen. But yo, if listen to Topless, it's that's LL on that. Q-Tip ain't from Brooklyn. Q-Tip is from Queens. Nah, I ain't gonna front. Topless, T.I. verse. They're writing for Dre. But that shit is dope. Topless, that's like one of my favorite records. Yeah. Well, this is why I didn't like the Paradise record. Because you had, in hip-hop, once upon a time, there was no beat biting. So we had Paradise, but that was Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Take You There. So when I heard, as a kid, I was taught to think Common was lame because he was a positive rapper. Took me to grow up. Yeah, facts. Shout out to you, Sharif Gunner. Thank you for the super chat. So I didn't like Paradise because that was Pete Rock and CL Smooth Take You There sample. Also was an OC sample. So if you listen to Keep Rising to the Top, everybody knows do-doom, doom, doom, doom. But it's a break of the record where it goes doom, 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 give it what you got. That part is what they took to make the Pete Rock and CL Smooth and Paradise. They cleared the sample so I could tell that. So when I heard Paradise, I'm like, man, they use the OC and Pete Rock joints, so I didn't like it. And then A. Marie. I like A. Marie. She made some good records, but she wasn't the greatest. She ain't sound all that hot to me. She ain't sound all that hot to me. But Keep Rising to the Top. It's a part. The beginning of Keep Rising to the Top sounds a lot like All Night Long, too, by the Mary Jane Girls, produced by Rick James. So, but it's a part of the record where he says, he says, let's stop moving. Do 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 do. Yeah. So I like that. So that's what they sample. And it has to be two pieces that you have to combine to make that record do that, because it just doesn't play straight through. So you got to take a piece from here and then put a piece at the end and make it combine and make a record. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why that what it is. But I'm just saying, there was times where when people would sample something and we would hear the sample and be like, yo, he flipped Keep Rising to the Top. Oh no. Then you will go home and put on Keep Rising to the Top and hear how he did it. And then you might hear, if you could get you a little some of that, you know what I'm saying? You might hear, you know, because it's another record that flipped Keep Rising to the Top. It's called Crosstown Beef by Medina Green. It was on a Ruckus album project. It's called Crosstown Beef. Pasta Noose from De La Soul did the beat. It's by Medina Green. It's called Crosstown Beef. That's Keep Rising to the Top as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so me, I'm just a sample guy. Like I know every sample, listen, When I tell you, I used to listen to records and see who produced what, and like I said on Drink Champs, I used to really read everything, or who produced what, who did the drums. Look up Medina Green, Crosstown Beef. He flipped Keep Rising to the Top. Pasta News did that from De La Soul. JD says, who's the best sonically producer? Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is the best sonically producer. The best. I had people say, because I said Doggy Style is the best album sonically. Sonically, Doggy Style is the album where you hear, you hear it, and especially if you have headphones on, and you be like, oh shit, I didn't even hear all that. And then Dr. Dre just always sound, oh. Speaking of Dr. Dre, I'm going to be honest. I didn't like the Marsha Ambrosius project. Let me just be real. I know a lot of people liked it. I didn't like it. To me, the Marsha Ambrosius project sounds overproduced, and it just sounds oversung. Let's just be real. Just sound overproduced and oversung. It was no grooves on there. It was just too much riffs and runs and all that. Oh my God. I'm like, could we get a damn It's Getting Late? Could we get a damn Say Yes on this album? Could we get one of those? All of that over singing and too many Nas samples and all that. We heard this music before. Dr. Dre, you are a creator. Create. Don't take nobody else shit. Oh, God. I didn't like it. She was singing so much. The last Marsha Ambrosius song I like is a song called Co-Star. I think Don Cannon did the beat. I like Co-Star. It's either Don Cannon or I don't think Focus did that. I like Focus and Marsha. But the it was just overproduced. This was just doing too much. I couldn't get jiggy with it. Needed more cowbell. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get jiggy with it. Me, I like my music. If it's gonna be R&B, I like to just kick back and relax. All this over singing and all this riffing and sounding like a goddamn nightingale and all that. No. All this songbird shit. But I want to explain to y'all what sonically mean before I go. Sonically doesn't mean the best beat. Sonically doesn't mean the dopest beat. Sonically means the clarity of the music. You hear every instrument, every sound in the beat. That's what sonics is. That means the hertz of the beat, which is clear as hell, where you heard shit that you like. Is that a cello? The Blueprint isn't a classic. Oh, God. Kelvin, go back in the corner, please. You on your own with that one. So, I say Doggy Style. I said this before. I'm going to repeat. If you listen to Doggy Style and you listen to Gin and Juice, Doc's the Name. Anyway, Doc's the Name is the worst album by Redman. Anyway, if you listen to Gin and Juice, you can hear doom 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 doom, and you hear in the background doom 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 doom. It's from a song called I Get Lifted. Keith Murray used it for I Get Lifted, but that's the original song. Now go listen to Gin and Juice and listen to doom, doom, doom. You're going to hear it tucked in there, but you hear it. That's sonically when you start hearing shit in the beat. When you hear explosive and it just sound, damn, this shit sound clean, but it's still knocking. It still is loud. It's still, you hear the lyrics is so clean. That is sonically. When you hear yes, Tyrone Brand, when you hear him pouring a drink and you hear doom, 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 that is sonically the best album. Doggy Style. When you hear Doggy Dog World and you hear the bass line going doom, 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 you hear the bass line and you hear everything in that beat. Because I know a lot of y'all hear is the synth sound. Y'all hear the that was a fucked up whistle. But you hear that. But you don't hear all the shit in the background of Ain't No Fun. When you hear Doggy Dog World and you hear doom, 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 oh, you hear all that shit. Doom, 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 doom. That's sonically like, yo, this shit sound crazy. You start hearing shit in this speaker and you ain't hear it in that speaker. Then it go to that speaker. Yeah. That's sonically dope. So as always, I enjoy talking hip hop with y'all. I appreciate y'all love this. Yeah, I love the dope. But Ready to Die, Life After Death. A lot of the albums that Diddy did were patterned after what Dr. Dre was doing. I know that for a fact. Because if you listen to Phone Tap, and then you listen to I Can't Believe It by Faith Evans and Carl Thomas, I Can't Believe It was knocking. It sounded harder than Phone Tap. So they took that Phone Tap beat and tweaked the hell out of it. Because when you listen to the music, when that music come on, you forgot all about what the dealie, you'll go straight to I Can't Believe It. I'm emotional. You'll listen to emotional before you listen to Phone Tap. And the emotional shit was just knocking. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Old Tribe Called Quest album wasn't mixed that well. That's when lo-fi music. Like, 'cause if you play that music now, if you play Low End Theory, first of all, it's called a Low End Theory, so it was lo-fi. And if you play some of that music now, it doesn't sound as clean and good as music does now. Especially a lot of them albums, hip-hop albums, are very, very low. That's why they used to say they're digitally remastered, because they had to remaster it and raise the levels. A lot of hip-hop albums are very low. Like, listen to Brand Nubian. Play Step to the Rear. Shout out to Grand Poobah, one of my favorite MCs. But play Step to the Rear, and then something else. You said Renegade and Girls are skips and Whole Out? Okay. Anyway. It's all subjective. Y'all got the right to have your opinion, but your opinion is your opinion. You can't act like it's fact and, it's the end all be all. Even my opinion ain't all of the be all, but it's my show. So my opinion count. I mean, shit, if Joe Budden and them could talk about Drake for 7 weeks in a row on a podcast, I could talk about some hip hop. Right? Because I'm Drake out. I'm Kendrick and Drake out. I like talking about something like couple of times and then I'm off it. We ain't gonna be spending days with 7 people in the room just talking about Drake every week. That ain't gonna happen. We ain't doing that. So anyway. I'm gonna say this before I go. because I'm monitored the way I'm monitored, because I want to talk about certain things, but I'm monitored, I can't. I would have liked to talk about the events that took place yesterday, but I can't. They don't allow me to talk about it. Because my spin, I guess, that I put on stuff is very disrupting. So for the sake of my channel and, my brand, I can't. But I would love to talk about it. But you could follow me on X, Twitter, and you see a lot of my opinions on stuff. I just can't verbally say it on this platform. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, Doggie Diamonds on everything. That's it. The Beatmaker Show. Y'all supposed to look. He come late on. The King's Disease from front to back is good thing. He gonna spell back with 4 A's like that make a difference. Like we supposed to read it. King Disease. You can't even spell disease. So anyway, just disregard that comment. King dyslexia front to back is classic, but he gonna spell back. He just turned into a sheep out of nowhere. King doesn't mind getting the front to back is classic. Then they can turn into a goddamn sheep. And we supposed to respect it. Because he wrote it like that. Can't spell disease. King, not even kings. King, front to back is classic. Oh, and Magic 3 is most deaf. And then you're going to spell most deaf. Instead of you moving on and doubling down on some other nonsense, you should have went and fixed your first error. Because you spelled king, front to back is classic. You turn into a sheep out of nowhere.
Guess what? I'm a motherfucking wolf. And I eat sheep. No diddy.